After a slight dig by the NXT Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton, Becky Lynch found her way to NXT, had a championship match with Tiffany Stratton, and Becky Lynch turned Becky Balboa has walked out the Grand Slam man, winning the NXT Women's Championship. But why? Why did NXT and WWE feel this was completely necessary to stop Tiffany Stratton straight in her tracks during her championship run? Let's talk about it. This is my reaction to Becky Lynch becoming the NXT Women's Champion. The man, Becky Lynch, NXT Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton. Big main event feel on this week's NXT. And to be honest, these women done a great job. A much better match than we saw the night before on Raw between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez. The arena was high energy. It always is when someone from the main roster comes to NXT, and Becky had the crowd on their feet way before the match even began. Tiffany Stratton played her part though. She is honestly so good. Like, I never saw this from her. I thought when she first debuted NXT 2.0 she was gonna be all character. In that first initial run before she got injured, I didn't see what I'm seeing now, and since she's been back from injury, she's honestly one of the top women in that NXT women's division. Deservedly is the champion. She has such an interesting moveset. She's so clean with it, and her character work bangs as well. Like, she honestly deserves to be where she is. And like I said, Becky Lynch, Tiffany Stratton, they put on a really solid match here. It was a lot of fun, a lot of spots in the ring, outside the ring. The finishing sequence saw Tiffany Stratton go for her prettiest moonsault ever. She saw Becky Lynch roll out the way. She caught herself, rolled out of it. As she popped back up, Becky Lynch hit her with a manhandle slam and got her, pinned her with the 3 count. As Becky got up from the 3, you could see she kind of whispered something to Tiffany Stratton, you know, probably giving her words of encouragement, thanking her to kind of let her come in here and do what she's doing. And Becky Lynch is now the NXT Women's Champion. Generally speaking, the crowd were big on Becky. Of course, everyone loves Becky, and I'm gonna get into exactly why Becky Lynch has become the NXT Women's Champion. So first of all, I'm just going to say it's for her sheer experience. Becky Lynch being in NXT and being able to pass down her words of wisdom to the younger generation is just absolutely fantastic. Like, the knowledge that she can push onto these women and the men is going to be invaluable for some of them. And as advertised on NXT, there's going to be an upcoming women's breakout tournament, who the winner will probably get a match, an opportunity at Becky Lynch's NXT women's title. So it just makes sense to kind of have her there, be the experienced heads amongst these ladies, and just pass on all the wisdom, and yeah, give somebody the rub at the end of this title run. For sure, they would have wanted to make Becky Lynch on par with the other horsewomen who have all won the NXT Women's Championship. Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Bayley. Even if you want to look outside the horsewomen, Asuka. Her peers have all won this title, and at the time, WWE NXT, I guess they just didn't see Becky Lynch as championship material. Rightly so, respectfully, because she wasn't championship material back then when she was in NXT. But now they're kind of righting the wrong and giving her this opportunity to win the title that she never won. This is the one that must have meant the most to her at the time, you know, 11 years ago or so when she joined WWE NXT. This is the first accolade that she could win, and she never won it. Moved on to main roster, has had a brilliant career since then, but this is the first thing she probably would have ever dreamed of winning within WWE, and they skipped it at the time. But they've went back, they've done it now. She's the NXT Women's Champion, and yeah, she's got the same accolades as the other horsewomen. Let's be completely honest, there's nothing to do on main roster right now. The main roster women's division, SmackDown and Raw, it's just a bit poo right now, innit? Like, NXT women's roster has always been the standard bearer for the women's divisions in WWE as a whole. And, you know, she's had a feud right now with Trish Stratus. The feud went on way too long. Brilliant match to end the feud though, but it went on way too long and there's nothing really to do. We obviously know they might be looking at a situation of Rhea Ripley as World Women's Champion versus Becky Lynch, maybe somewhere in the Mania season, but that's not right now. We need to give one of the biggest stars in the division something to do, so why not send her to NXT and have a little run down there? And of course, this will come with an NXT ratings boost. You know, NXT ratings, they always tell us they're doing pretty well. They're on the up ever since, you know, the little collision with AEW. But NXT ratings are on the up, so this will only help. Of course, NXT are also doing pay-per-views now, you know, outside of Florida, moving around, traveling pay-per-views. So they've got a next one coming up at the end of this month, September 30th, No Mercy in California. I'm sure they're gonna use Becky Lynch as big star power name to kind of sell out that pay-per-view as best as possible. And we've seen this be a current trend since they went back on the road with their pay-per-views. You know, they've had other main roster stars come down to kind of be on the show, to give the show that little bit more of an oomph to help sell tickets as well. So ratings boost, whether for TV and pay-per-views, is definitely a real reason as to why Becky Lynch is right here, right now in NXT and champion. I think we've seen also in the last few weeks that Tiffany Stratton is hot property. They are talking about her at main roster level. She has come out and said, I am looking forward to the main roster and I need to get there sooner rather than later. She has said that by WrestleMania 40, that is the latest she expects to still be in NXT. So she's definitely got her eyes set on the main roster. She has said that the exposure to Raw recently, as they kind of built up this Becky Lynch feud, has just made her want to be there. So, you know, maybe the stars are aligning and before long we might see Tiffany Stratton on the main roster as well. Hey, maybe this one isn't a real reason as to why they're doing this, but it is a little wholesome reason. Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins, they probably live in Florida. So with Becky Lynch having a little stint, you know, as NXT Women's Champion, she's closer to home, she's closer to the kids, she doesn't have to be traveling around the country and all of that kind of stuff. So she's got her little baby Rue to look after, and yeah, she doesn't have to travel far, and this could just be easier for her in the short term. So that might be a little favorable reason why Becky was happy to do this as well. But yeah, this was honestly a great match and the outcome was very, very good. I would have still liked Tiffany Stratton to go on and have a really good reign. The character's good, the work in the ring is very good. So yeah, I think right now she needed a big challenge like this. Yes, she has failed to retain the title, but she can stick around. Maybe she gets the rematch at No Mercy against Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch wins there, and then maybe that is her swan song and we see Tiffany Stratton move on to the main roster or just something else in general. But Becky Lynch is the champion. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments of Becky Lynch becoming NXT Women's Champion, and who do you think she's gonna give the rub to when she does eventually drop this title? Who do you think it's to? Put some names down below in the comment box and let us talk about it. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you hit the like button. I would appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. My name is Mex. I make videos on WWE and AEW, so if that sounds like something that you're interested in, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a new video. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you soon.